We came to run up a bag today. Yes, yes, we came to run up a bag today. Yo, 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 what is going on YouTube? It is Karma Speaks back with another video. Just came across this video from Anthony. I'm not going to try to pronounce the rest of that. It's complicated, but he's saying on screen, it says, I'm glad these food stamps are being cut off. Maybe the average man that makes 40 to 50K a year will get some love now. So let's get into it.
Man, I'm really glad that these food stamps are being taken away because, that shit was, all that government assistance shit was designed to keep the black man out of the household anyway. That was the incentive. Don't have a man in the house, and these women get to have the government assistance. All that money in food stamps, feeling like they don't need a man. I'm glad that food stamps still gone. Now the average guy that makes $40,000 to maybe $50,000 a year, it will be appreciated and loved on more now. Yeah, all that $100,000 stuff, yeah, that stuff ain't never made sense. You know what I'm saying? It's possible for a man to make that, but the average guy ain't making it. Maybe the average guy can get some love now, man. Thank you, Trump. The average man can get some love now. Because these women, man, have become so delusional over these past few years, it don't even make no sense, man. I'm glad they taking these food stamps away. I'm 100%, I'm really utterly I'm in bliss right now. Like, I'm glad they taking it away. Maybe the average man can get some love now. Yeah. Go text Bob the electrician back, love. He waiting on you. And he gonna treat you right.
Okay. I like it. I like the idea that he has there for sure. I don't think that it's really just a black and white thing or just a black man in the household thing. I think it's all people because, different groups make different plays, right? Now, obviously, when you think of EBT, you think of the typical black woman, bonnet, yelling, just walking out sloppy, running up a bag on junk food with EBT. But like, there are other people on EBT. You got, minority families. You got, here in New York, one of the bigger recipients of EBT happen to be the Jewish people, like the ones with like the top hats and the big beards. Like, they really run up that bag. A lot of the Asian community out here, they run up that bag, but they're low key with it. They're not messy, meaning they're not online yelling and blah, blah, blah. No, they're just making plays so that they could, run up a bag. That's just what they do. Like, Jewish people are just good with money, so they run up the bag. If you want to be mad at anybody, definitely consider some of that stuff. Love people, love Jewish people, but that portion of it, like, you guys might want to focus your attention to that rather than, Shaquisha with her bonnet and everything like that. But I definitely agree. I mean, a lot of people, a lot of women, they have depended on these government assistance programs, and it's almost made them, like, giving them a sense of independence, but it's really just dependence on the government rather than on a man. And so, it gives them this false sense of power, as if like, I don't need no man or whatever, or I got everything covered for me, so I could be picky and choosy with who I pick and whatnot. And in reality, like, dude, they got to stop being so picky because, not many of them are married, and that's for a reason. So, he's definitely speaking facts. Definitely the $40,000-$50,000 man is gonna have more of a shot if, all this goes away for, a decent amount of time. But I also want to point out the fact that you shouldn't settle to be a $40,000 or $50,000 man. You should strive for more. You should strive for, like, this world is so expensive. I've made 30. I've made 50. I kind of jumped from like around like 40 to 100. So I didn't, there wasn't much of an in-between time. Like, it was a couple months of me making maybe like in between $4,000 to $6,000, which I guess would be around that $50,000-$60,000 range. And then it jumped to 100 after that, just because like I found my method and I just started grinding and whatnot. But it's like, the difference is so big between each group. It's like when you're making, let's just say 20K a year versus 50K, it's a huge difference. You finally get some freedom. You're finally able to go to Chipotle when you want to. You might be able to buy a nice, like, cheap little cash car or whatever. You might be able to buy a cash car. You might be able to, maybe take a lady out every once in a while, nothing too crazy, like a nice $70 dinner, something like that. And then once you start to get to like the 80, 90, 100 range, then it's like, okay, now I could really start making plays. Like, I'm over here investing and whatnot. I'm able to do this, I'm able to do that. And then at that point beyond there, like over 150, then you really start to get into the, oh, like I low key got motion. I low key got motion. And then you get to 200, 250. Oh, now I type got motion. And then you get to the big dogs where it's like, I don't even know the experience. I haven't seen it for real, like personally. I mean, I have, but like not to the extent where I get to like live like them. But yeah, definitely don't settle to be a 40 or $50,000 man. You want to be more than that. And if you're settling for these, I guess, government assistance women, not that being on government assistance is bad. It's completely fine. It's those that act like they're on government assistance, like those that don't act like they belong there, right? So something that my mom, or I guess both my parents taught me, was act like you belong there. Act like you belong there. I went to private school when I was younger, like from like first to fifth grade. And, I've been in some different rooms or whatever. And even though I came from an underprivileged background, they still taught me to act like I belong there. Act like I'm a person in a family that makes $500,000 a year. Act like I'm this, act like I'm that, so that you eventually embody it. But some of these people that are on food stamps, that are on government assistance, they don't know how to act like they belong there, like they belong amongst the rest of society, or amongst the big dogs, or amongst those that really have motion, those that really are getting to the bag. They act like they're on Section 8, or that they're on food stamps, or that they are incapable. You got an opportunity to, I guess, get ahead in life, but you're still acting like you're behind, and you become entitled, and then you this and that. So he definitely made a good point there. Hopefully, yeah, hopefully these young dudes are able to you know, find a partner for themselves, but definitely don't settle for somebody that acts like that. You want to find somebody that can lift you up, find somebody that's gonna bring you up rather than drag you down and bring you down to that level that they're at. But I'm gonna leave it at that. Appreciate anybody that watched this. Peace.